Okay, so we all talk about cinema and props. Props obviously are important things to cinema. They're you know guns. They are the pieces of paper. They are the books, whatever they are. Okay. So, anyways, some of these props are actually going to be getting auctioned off. Okay, and one of them, okay, is the actual dress that Carrie Fisher wore during the last scene of Star Wars. So, pictured there on the left also is the mask that Chris Pratt wore in Guardians of the Galaxy. So, this comes from the THR and basically says that all this stuff is going to be up for, and a couple other things I'll talk to you about are going to be up for sale in this prop sale. Carrie Fisher's dress from the original Star Wars film, the hammer that was used in uh, the rock hammer used in Shawshank Redemption, okay, and the I think the coolest one out of it, the Bat Pod used by Christian Bale in The Dark Knight, okay, is all going to be auctioned off in June, okay, and the largest memorabilia in the world. The Star Wars dress is a holy grail for collectors. So this is a holy grail for collectors, and the Bat Pod alone is estimated to fetch up to $2 million. So this is going to get around $2 million. Being run by Prop Store, the 25-year-old company that specializes in cinematic treasures and collectibles. Over 1,400 items will be sold over 3 days from June 28th to June 30th in Los Angeles. The first day will feature in-room bidding open to the public at the Peterson's Automotive Museum online. Online telephone bids can be placed across the whole event. Nothing the auction is offering up is more likely to be than the dress that you ceremonial dress, okay, which is screen matched to determine its authenticity. Designed by costume designer John Mallow, who earned an Academy Award for his work on Star Wars. This gown was used by Fisher for the film's final scene when Leia is bestowing Luke Skywalker and Han Solo with the medals. Adding to the aura of the auction items, this is believed to be the only Leia costume still known and existent from the original film. Ceremonial gown with its lower cut neckline and unique integral sleeve drapery was also used for the basis for Leia's look in several of the Star Wars posters. And Fisher was shot by photographer David Steen for numerous publicity photos in the dress. Made from a cream, lightweight silk fabric, the costume features a hidden zipper along the side as well as a hook and eye fastener along the white shoulder. The Bat Pod, okay, this one here is being displayed, is being offered as one of the six made for the production of The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, with the vehicles largely driven by a stunt driver during filming. They were also used for numerous events in the promotion of the movie. This one has spent the last several years stored at the Peterson's Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. It was featured prominently in the Hollywood's Dream Machine exhibit since 2019 in the museum's private vault for VIP tours. Among the highlights are a custom made chassis with 31-inch racing tires and a Honda 750 engine, as well as two plastic, resin, and fiberglass cannons that have been secured to the front of the vehicle. Don't think you can just drive off the auction floor with this one, however. It's being sold in a non functional, quote, rolling only condition, with the battery, fuel tank, and throttle controls have been removed. But it does come supplied with a metal support and stand for display purposes. With Guardians of the Galaxy being hailed as one of the greatest films in the MCU uh, and trilogy, the interest for the light up Star Lord helmet from the franchise first installment was released in 2014. The headgear is described as a foam and sweat padded two-piece urethane resin helmet that is handcrafted with a variety of different finishes to resemble metal. inset with two-tone red on the exterior and blue on the interior lenses, and applied with a grid pattern acrylic sheets on the front, as well as the small segments of metal tubing, screws, and mesh throughout. The pieces are secured together with powerful magnets that are concealed on the inside. Per the item description, it is labeled with stickers marked Hero 3 and 3. The helmet's interior also conceals a 9-volt battery switch which illuminates LED inside of the lenses and a red LED light on the right when flicked. It is intentionally lightly distressed to appear well worn with the scuffs and scratches throughout, and a tongue piece designed to be concealed with the helmet pieces that are broken off onto one side. The item is expected to fetch anywhere between $100 to $200,000. So bring your wallets. So they're going to be having a couple of other pieces, okay, from Field of Dreams to Thor: Love and Thunder to whatever. But there's one other. Um, there's a couple of other things here. Um, they're going to have the Sinking Coat by Kate Winslet that she wore in Titanic, estimated for 100 to 200,000. One of Harrison Ford's costumes for Blade Runner, which could go as anywhere from between $80 to $160,000. And as I made uh, previously mentioned, the Rock Hammer is expected to go between 80 to 50 to $100,000. But there's another little noted thing that I think would be very cool, though. This, okay, is the actual script from Brian De Palma, and I'm going to see if I can't get my picture off here. There we go. This is the actual thing that um, Al Pacino used. This is the actual script that Brian De Palma had actually given Al Pacino to use. And of course, you can see it says Scarface on the front, and it has been done for authenticity, so that's important too. But this is going to fetch, I believe, here we go. So it's going to fetch anywhere between, from what I understand, 150 to $100,000, which I think is incredible. So if you guys like movies, okay, and you have the money, um, go for it. I mean, these are all collector's items. These are all. I mean, like I said, I like to end on that, but these are all collector's items. Whether you're talking about the gown from 1977 and the Star Lord mask. I mean, Shawshank Redemption is a classic film. It was up for Best Picture in 1994. You've got the Bat Pod. Okay, I mean, it's stripped down, but it's still 31-inch tires. You got the whole thing. It's pretty cool. And then finally, the Scarface um, script. That's the actual script that Al Pacino used that 40 years ago. So, anyways, what do you guys think about all that? If you had the money, which one of these 4 items would you get, or 5 items would you get? Would you get the mask? Would you get the gown? Would you get the rock hammer, the bat pod, or the script? Um, Leave me your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll get back to everybody. So as we end the show, wow, Back to the Future script. Wow, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. No, I would definitely do that. Metal says if I can't shoot the guns, I don't want it. Yeah, right. I'd get the rock hammer and the Star Lord mask. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the rock hammer is cool. And by the way, that was only one of 4. So that has to be said too. I mean, these were all props and originals, but that's only one of 4. So when you talk about authenticity and few limited things, that's the one to really get thing on. Um, but the Bat Pod is pretty cool. And by the way, I think you're right. I mean, stripped down, it's kind of mundane. I remember, this is going to date me, but I remember 1989 when Batman was first being released. And MTV, because they were doing all this press for it, they what they did was they gave away the mask. Looks absolutely amazing, actually. Yeah, no, the mask. This looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. The mask looks unbelievably cool. So I totally agree with you. The scuffs and the authenticity and how it works and everything else, definitely. Um, but getting back to the Batman, so they had in 1989. Okay, they actually had, because MTV was doing a lot of press for it and whatever else. They actually gave away. I think it was only one of two or three. They actually gave away, and it was a contest. You couldn't buy it, but they gave away the Batmobile, and it was street legal. So, I mean, you can imagine like somebody rolling up, doing 120 down a strip in the Batmobile. A couple years ago, I was on a bus and I actually saw a DeLorean on the road. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, you're driving that? I mean, of course, DeLorean is what you were talking about, Back to the Future. It's one of those cherished cars, right? Um, never really went far, anyways, as far as a automotive company, but nonetheless, it's still fun. Okay, so I thought we'd end on a fun little note there. And as a matter of fact, um, the auction house is right down the street from my house. Not this. I mean, this is a green screen. Be okay. My room is. I live in one little room, little thing, but it's right down from where I'm living right now. It's right down the street. So, um, I might actually might. I don't know if I will or not. Try and give him a call and see if I can't, go in and take some pictures of the stuff. So that, because it's one thing to actually see the pictures, it's another to actually get real life photographs of the pictures, right? So we'll see if that happens, though. Uh, Dad says DeLoreans are cool. The new DeLorean. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Hmm. That's fascinating. I will have to. I mean, I've seen Fast 10. I'm just trying to think. I think I know the scene you're talking about. I think I do. I'd have to go back and watch it again and really look for it, but I think I know the scene you're talking about. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's only one shot where really the door just slides up. Yeah, that's the new DeLorean. Oh, interesting. Fascinating. Cypher drove it to Dom's house. Okay, that's what it was. I knew I'd seen him. Okay. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Because it's one of those things where you think you know. Okay, good. Good poll there. Good poll, Dad. Okay, so that's all we got for today.